Okay. The context where we have used mobile phone data is the San Fermin Festival. Have you heard of San Fermin? Maybe it's more familiar with you the name of Running of the Bulls. San Fermin is a festival that we celebrate in Pamplona, the capital of Navarre, from the 6th to the 14th of July. Thousands of people from around the world flew the streets in this city. Well, I won't stop to present this popular festival. If you don't know San Fermin, I invite you to visit our website where you'll find more information and maybe you will feel like visiting us next year. San Fermin is one of our 2 international products. The other one is the Way of St. James. And in order to know the context of the study, I tell you that we realized there was a growing concern in the sector about the decline of tourists from some international markets. So we launched a study of sentiment analysis in online media and social networks about the San Fermin brand. The results were somewhat worrying. We detected a predominance of negative over positive feelings, specifically a 28% negative feelings versus a positive 19%. We didn't see reflected the aspects of the festival as the locals live them: tradition, folklore, culture, gastronomy, elements of territorial identity that contribute to diversity and uniqueness of Navarre. So we started several actions jointly with the sector, stakeholders, with the City Council of Pamplona, and with the citizens to promote a better image of San Fermin, studies of visitor profile and impact of the festival, marketing actions, welcome brochure, good practices to enjoy the festival, visitor welcome network, and the creation of a roundtable about San Fermin. Regarding the studies, we had a lot of questions and we needed different ways to approach them. For example, how many people come to San Fermin? It was said that 1 million people came to San Fermin, but nobody had measured it yet. Moreover, traditional methods were unable to measure this. So we decided to use mobile phone data to know this and combine it with other actions. Surveys to visitors, in the context of visitor welcome networks, surveys in hotels, vehicle counting stations, occupancy and consumption data, data of tourism activities companies, and surveys of tourist apartment managers. We combined traditional approach and new technologies data. As you can see in the slide, the objectives of the study of mobile phones were 3: knowing how many people come, where they come from, and how long they stay. So what did we do? We created a group of experts in order to ensure good results. We had a previous experience with mobile phone data that wasn't very successful because they provided a static report that didn't allow us to compare the information with other sources. So we created a group with members of the departments of statistics and of innovation. Another aspect, San Fermin is an event that lasts 9 days, from 6th to 14th of July. Our study of mobile phone data went from 15th of June to 31st of July. So we could analyze the dynamics in normal period and during the festival. This was very important because this data was used to test the results and identify errors in the measurement. And finally, we defined the areas of study: the city center, which is the focus of the festival, neighborhood near the city center, and the rest of the Pamplona region. How did we analyze? Number of visits, number of unique visitors, origin, residents, Navarre, not Pamplona, Spanish visitors by region, and foreigners by country, tourists and hikers, socio-demographic profile of Spanish visitors, sex and age, information by different time slots, by day and by 30-minute strips, present at night, overnights, and assistant flows by zones. Here you can see a simple graphic of the different stages of the collection, the processing data. First of all, they do a mobile capture through the antennas. Then they make a correction and data cleaning. For example, if a person carries 2 SIM cards, a personal one and another one from job, they apply correction algorithms so they only count one person. After that, they anonymize the data. The next step is the extrapolation and elevation of data, and finally, the data delivery or report. In this slide, I want to explain to you the advantages of the use of mobile phone data in our experience. It's very useful to quantify attendance and know the origin and events, which are very difficult to measure. The level of data detail is very high. And nowadays, the companies provide raw data that allows processing them in business intelligence tools, and we can compare with other sources of data. And what about the disadvantages? Mobile data providers aren't tourism experts. Sometimes they try to sell data that isn't relevant. We must check that when they talk about tourists, local, hikers, overnights, they are measuring the right concept. Lack of transparency about the data extrapolation process. They tell you that they use the market share and in-house algorithms to extrapolate to results to the whole population, so we can know how reliable they are. We have to believe what they tell us. They use standardized data that are not always useful, unless you have a big budget and you can design a customized study. And finally, the high price. Nevertheless, in recent years, they became more affordable. And finally, you can see here some tips or recommendations in our experience. Having the advice of experts in statistics or in measurement. Agreeing on what will be measured, concept, scope, if it adapts to the characteristics of the destinations, etc. Defining the variables. Important I deliver your raw data to analyze. Crossing data with other sources to perform verifications and comparisons. When measuring specific events, it's important to collect data from ordinary periods to cross data and verify that it's correct. And it's important that the data provider has analysis for after-sales service. As a conclusion, this study of mobile phone data and the rest that we have implemented in the context of San Fermin are going to help us to work for improving the image of Navarre, attracting tourists that are looking for the cultural and traditional parts of San Fermin. Moreover, we are going to increase the objective of the marketing campaigns, focusing not only Pamplona but also in Navarre. I hope you have found our experience useful, and above all, I encourage you to come to Pamplona, Navarre in San Fermin, the best festival in the world. Thank you very much.